One. We are back on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180. Our in-studio guests, Jeremy Staat and Wesley Barrentos.
You know, guys, one of the things that you've been doing around the county, I think it is visiting with schools. What do you do at these various schools?
Well, we go there and we try to educate kids on what a veteran is, what it means to be a veteran and serve our country. Educate them on that, also give them a little motivation, inspiration through acts, and basically just let them know what the right and wrong things are.
Yeah, the big thing too is to inspire these kids. With so much negativity in our world today, especially with all the trash that's on TV, all these quote unquote reality stars and reality shows. It always amazes me that they call it reality TV, but yet there's a writer in the scripts. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. But we're trying to go and show these kids that if you really want something, you got to go out there and get it. And that education is foremost is the most important thing they can do in their young lives right now, is get their educations, because that's the one thing nobody can ever take away from them. There's two things in this world that nobody can ever take away, and one is your salvation and the other one is your education. And so we just really try to let these kids know that, and also to show them that this sense of entitlement that they have, that they think that we owe them something, that's got to change, because that's really going to lead them down a path of destruction. These kids today, even when I was coaching a little bit up at junior college, these kids, if you yell at them wrong or look at them cross, they start crying. They're not strong. I don't know what we got to do to get these kids back in the day, but learn to take constructive criticism. Learn to, it's okay if somebody yells at you, and if they're trying to help you out, stop thinking that they know everything, because at the end of the day, these kids are just wandering out there lost. We're graduating kids out of high school that have no skills because of the different things that we're doing in our society, where the kids, PE classes are being cut out, so now we have child obesity. So that's one of the things we're riding for, is child obesity. Hey, you got to start these kids young. They got to start learning how to eat properly, how to run, how to exercise and keep their weights down, and then also at the same time to learn a skill. The welding classes that we used to have in high school are no longer there. The carpentry classes, all these different things are gone, and it's just like these kids don't stand a chance. The only thing they know is Facebook and video games, and we're trying to say, hey, get out there and do something. Get out there and run. Get out there and push yourselves, compete. Try to be the best you can at everything you can do. And that's one of the big things that we're just trying to do, is trying to inspire these kids to just get off the couch. If you want to look like that particular person in the video, or the model or whatever, it takes work. You got to go and put the work in. You can't just sit back and expect a machine to do your biceps and your abs and all that kind of stuff. You got to go out there and work.
And what's the phone number again if somebody wants to sponsor the ride?
It's 661-330-1411, or you can go to the JeremyStaatFoundation.com, and we've also got a Facebook page. And go to the Facebook page and just Google Jeremy Staat, and they can find my homepage there, and then also the Facebook page, as well as Wesley's page as well. He started his own foundation called Life Over Legs.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
And that's STAAT.
That's correct.
Okay.
Staat.
It's Marty and I both come from the Vietnam era, and when we came back, you couldn't really. You were proud that you served your country, but you were not recognized or supported until probably the last few years. And now you go to church, and on Veterans Day they'll have the veterans stand up, or you go to a function, and they'll thank the veterans. But for years they would never even thank us.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the sad thing, that we did that to our Vietnam era veterans, and for the things that they went through, they made the things so much better for us here, the current conflict veterans, because all the humiliation, all that stuff that they went through. The nation realized that was wrong, and it sucks that they had to go through it, but because of what they did and the way they went through those things, the nation is now grateful, and now they're doing the right thing. They're still a long way from doing the perfect thing, but they're still doing the right thing.
Well, there's still factions in the community, such as these Wall Street groups, that really are non-supportive of the military.
Well, and that's one of the things, too, that we go out into the schools and teach them, hey, get your education, go out there and think outside the box, get your education. But the one thing that they should understand is that regardless of what their political belief system becomes, whether they're Republicans or liberals or Democratic or whatever, whether they hate Bush, love Bush, hate Bush, or love Obama, hate Obama, I don't really care. But our veterans should never be disrespected on the grounds of their political belief system. We, the veterans, don't start the wars. We're just the ones that finish the wars. And if they got a problem with that, then they go talk to the guys at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They're the ones that start the wars, and we're just the ones that finish them. And as far as occupancy, it amazes me how these people go out there and they want to work less hours, they want more money, and then they're sitting there, well, we're not doing anything, we're just camping out here, but yet they've caused more damage as far as fixing their messes where they're urinating, they're writing all over the walls, they're killing the grass, they're climbing trees and doing all this other stuff. They cause more damage than good. But yet, then again, there's that sense of entitlement. Give me more, give me more. I want to work less, but give me more. And that's just like, no, that's not the way it works.
And you guys aren't asking for anything except some support.
You know, the biggest thing that I'm the worst when it comes to asking for sponsorships and stuff like that. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? Tell your friends about what we're trying to do. Bring your friends out. Hey, get on your bike and ride with us. Tell your friends about what we're doing. The finances will come. You know, the more people that know, the more, you know, if you don't have, maybe, you know somebody that, maybe you don't have a dollar, two dimes to rub together, but you might know someone that has millions in the bank that he's just sitting on, and he buys a bunch of useless toys that sit in his garage, and you go, you know what, you could probably give a little bit of money to these guys.
We're having a conversation with Jeremy Staat and Wesley Barrentos talking about the wall-to-wall bike ride.
Yes, sir.
Now, what kind of fundraisers do you have between now and the 19th? How can we get more support going?
Well, we have the lengthwise in Southwest Bakersfield by the DMV. We have a fundraiser on February 11th. It's kind of like our send-off.
Mm-hmm.
And basically people just can come out. I think it's $40 for plate, right. And they get a beverage of any kind.
Alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, if they're of age. But it should be a fun time. It always is at lengthwise, so we're happy to have that event there.
And then on the 16th, you're having an event. Is that going to be downtown?
Yeah, actually, what we're doing on the 16th of February, we're bringing in the Vietnam Memorial Wall, the wall that heals. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to break the escort record. I believe it's 642 motorcycles is the record right now for escorting that wall in. I'd like to see Kern County break it with like 1,500 motorcycles. But we're actually going to bring the wall that heals in the downtown on Truxton and S there in the Bill Library parking lot. We're going to bring in the wall that heals right next to the Wall of Valor, and so that's actually a pretty exciting event. They're bringing it all the way in from Florida just for our event, which is amazing. But also at the same time, going back to the February 19th, we've just been so happy about the city of Tehachapi. I got to give a shout out to the city of Tehachapi because they've really come together. I mean, they're really coming. They're basically going to shut down the whole city for us as we ride into Tehachapi. We've got a bunch of different organizations there. Mary Lou with the Apple Shed, Mano with the Red House Barbecue House. I mean, a lot of people have come on board, and they're just shutting the place down for us.
Right by my office, you guys are going to be.
Yeah, actually, we just kicked in your door last night when we left there. And the lights are off. But no, I mean, it's just going to be an amazing event, and they want to set the standard. They want to set the scale for every other city that we stop in to how to to bring us on in. And like I said, at the end of the day, I look at we're gonna connect with more than who knows how many people are gonna see this, but if we can get 10,000 people to sponsor $100, our trip's paid for.
Mm-hmm. And it's for an incredible cause. Veteran suicide, awareness of the plight of the veterans, childhood obesity. What else have I missed here? Hopefully a center when it's all over.
It's the other one. It's veteran informational centers in all college campuses, and I mean those are all four things that are very close and dear to both Jeremy and mine heart. And it's something that we're not willing to go out there and sit on something for that. We're gonna go out there and ride for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like I said, the big push at the end of the ride is to hopefully open up our own privately owned, privately funded veterans medical center, hospital. A place where we can bring in guys and take the broken veterans, bring them in and graduate them on some sort of a profit, or a program where we have. Mind, body, and spirit.
Well, we're planning on being there at the beginning and planning on being there at the end. So thank you, brothers, for what you guys do.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you.
Always. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you in 167 hours on Taking Care of Business on Kern Radio News Talk 1180.